Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new Ninjago video here on the channel. My name is TannerFishies. In today's video, we are going to be discussing one of the more controversial moments throughout Ninjago's history, that of course involving the infamous love triangle between Jay, Cole, and Nia that happened during Ninjago Season 3 Rebooted. This sequence of events has been widely controversial throughout the Ninjago community ever since Rebooted debuted in 2014, with several Ninjago fans calling the entire debacle unnecessary, gross, random, and everything in between. And in fact, the love triangle is one of the primary reasons why so many people don't like Ninjago Season 3, at least from what I've seen throughout the Ninjago community, whether it be on Twitter, Instagram, or in my comment section. Now, ever since Season 3 came out, and ever since the love triangle debacle was a thing, I always thought that Ninjago could have handled it a lot better. Maybe they could have tweaked a couple of things here and there to make the love triangle storyline make more sense, and in today's video, we are going to be discussing just that. What I would tweak regarding the love triangle storyline that could make it make a lot more sense in the context of Ninjago Rebooted. And also later on in the video, we are going to be discussing why I think the love triangle storyline is important, and why I'm glad that Ninjago actually did implement a story like this. Because ultimately, I do think the storyline was worthwhile, despite how controversial it was at the time. So in the first episode of Ninjago Season 3, The Surge, we saw Nia interact with one of those perfect match machines, and ultimately the perfect match in question was Cole, not Jay, much to the surprise of Nia. In the season itself, Nia eventually starts falling for Cole, basically just rolling with what the machine told her, and I feel like that is important to keep. I feel like Nia starting to fall for Cole just because the machine told her so, that is an important flaw for her character, and it makes her character more human. Everybody makes bad choices, everybody makes mistakes, and having Nia fall for a mistake like this, I think that is important to keep, and I'm glad that Ninjago did show that side of Nia. However, instead of the perfect match machine just randomly showing a picture of Cole, I think it would have worked a lot better if Nia's perfect match was in fact Jay. But instead of the machine showing Jay, the machine still would have showed Cole, thanks to the manipulation of the Overlord virus, which we know was active in Borg Tower at the time. The Overlord could have been the one behind the scenes pulling the strings to make the machine show the wrong person. That way he could destroy the ninja team from the inside, after his embarrassing defeat during Ninjago Season 2 when the ninja were united. If the Overlord wants a better chance at victory this time around, he would need to destroy the ninja team in a different way, hence attacking their feelings. Now obviously Nia would not know that Jay was her perfect match, as the machine would only show a picture of Cole, but we as an audience could perhaps see the page flicker from Jay to Cole, as the Overlord quickly changes the results before they are shown on screen to Nia. I believe that minor change could go a long way to making the love triangle storyline make more sense, but the rest of Rebooted would play out as normal, with one exception. There would be more stuff going on in the background, such as more infighting between the ninja. The Overlord could pull more strings, maybe cause some tension between other members of the ninja team, especially Kai and Lloyd. Since those two are fairly close in the sense that they are brother figures to each other, I think it would make sense for the Overlord to draw them apart as well. The only one that the Overlord would not touch is Zane, having underestimated the Ninjroid, using only his blueprints to make his own army, and not thinking anything else of him. And that would make more sense in the end when Zane ultimately defeats the Overlord. It would make the entire thing even more ironic. But going back to the love triangle, Rebooted will still end with the infamous Nia and Cole hug after Zane's sacrifice, and following Season 3 going into Ninjago Season 4, the tension would still be there between Jay and Cole, with Nia not exactly sure what her path looks like, what her heart desires, again showing more of those character flaws. Now from there, the Ninjago series would progress the exact same way, but I believe that one minor change, having the Overlord be the one pulling the strings behind the perfect match machine, that would make the love triangle situation make a lot more sense. And I remember back when Ninjago Season 3 was coming out, back when we first saw this big reveal of the love triangle existing, I assumed it was the Overlord, but instead Rebooted treats it as just some kind of random event, something that doesn't really make sense. At least in this version, we see why it doesn't make sense. There's a purpose behind it, there's a reasoning behind why this perfect match machine showed Cole instead of Jay. Now moving on from that discussion and venturing into the second part of today's video, I do believe that it is important for the love triangle to exist. As much as so many people might think that maybe fixing the love triangle would just be to simply remove it altogether, I think it is important because of where Jay and Nia's story goes after Rebooted and into future Ninjago seasons. It's realistic in the sense that relationships have speed bumps and problems sometimes. Not every relationship is sunshine and rainbows 24/7. Things like this do happen. Probably not in the exact same way that it happened during Ninjago Season 3 as we saw it, but still, relationships like this do have hiccups. That is a very realistic way of handling it. And I like how the love triangle played a consistent role throughout several seasons, bleeding into Ninjago Season 4 and Season 5 Possession, where Nia is still unsure of herself or what her path looks like, and finally culminating in Skybound, where Jay and Nia's relationship blossoms, improves, and finally finds its groove. It's also an interesting story from Jay's perspective as well, and it goes a long way to fuel his character too. From being blindsided by the entire thing during Ninjago Season 3 to seeing the future reflections of him and Nia together in Ninjago Season 5, ultimately his story culminates in Skybound as well, where he slowly starts to accept that maybe Nia will never love him, but he knows that their future together is inevitable. The lighthouse sequence from Ninjago episode 62 goes a long way to show how far these two characters have come, but without the initial love triangle debacle from Ninjago Season 3, these characters would have never found their peace. I mean, sure, you could argue that the tension caused by the future reflections was more so the catalyst for what happened during Ninjago Skybound, but I see this more as a situation snowballing out of control, starting with Ninjago Season 3 where Jay and Nia first started to have their problems, bleeding into Ninjago Season 4 where Jay and Cole make up, but Jay and Nia are still not perfected, going into Season 5 where Nia first becomes a ninja and is even more unsure about what she needs in life, also with Jay seeing his future, and finally in Season 6 where the two of them finally cross paths and finally share their emotions and their feelings. It's a snowball, but it all goes back to Ninjago Season 3 and the love triangle. Was the love triangle handled in the best way possible? No, absolutely not. But do I think it was necessary to make these two characters end up where they needed to be? Absolutely. I understand why some Ninjago fans don't care for the Season 3 love triangle, but honestly, I feel like it did a lot for these two characters. I just think switching a few minor things and changing things around every so often would make the storyline perfect. But as it stands, much like the relationship between Jay and Nia, the Ninjago TV series does not run on a smooth path. There are hiccups every now and then, and we as Ninjago fans can acknowledge them. But ultimately, flaws are a good thing. They make up Ninjago's identity, and it makes Ninjago a series that I personally love very much. And with that being said, guys, that'll pretty much wrap it up for my thoughts here. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Just wanted to make a really quick video talking about the Season 3 love triangle and why I feel like it doesn't get as much credit as it might deserve. Sure, some things could have been changed around, obviously, but I feel like for the most part, the love triangle is perfectly fine and important for the context of Jay and Nia's storyline. Leave all of your thoughts down below in the comments. What do you guys think about all of this? What would you do, if anything, to change the love triangle from Ninjago Season 3? Would you tweak it a little bit like I did, or would you straight up remove it from Ninjago's existence? And if that's the case, how do you think that would affect the future of Jay and Nia's relationship? Leave all your thoughts down below, and hopefully you enjoyed today's video. With that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this one, feel free to like and subscribe, do all that fun stuff, and I will talk to you guys again very, very soon. Peace.